Yeah, as you can see, we have a new toy. This is the JG M4 Zombie Killer. It's an upgraded, modified M4. A little bit better than your plain Jane M4s.
It's got some upgrades.
It's got a full quad rail, folding front and rear sights. It's actually got a charging handle with an actual working bolt release.
Yeah.
Which we'll actually show you closer up later in the video. Not only that, it's got ambidextrous mag release, which is really nice. Ironically enough, I did notice that the one on the left-hand side is actually a little bit easier to function.
Yeah, I don't know if that's stock or not, but for some reason the right side was too deep, and so you can't actually, it should be sticking up at least a 1/4 inch, and this one isn't for some reason, so
right.
We don't know why exactly, but
right.
That makes it not conducive to usage.
Right, so, I mean, when you're playing in game, I'll grab a mag here, I mean,
you can still actuate it with your thumb.
You have your mag here, it's easier to grab here, and just right into the dump pouch. Grab your next mag, you're ready to go.
Right.
So it works a lot easier.
Well,
not
in the traditional M4 faction where you use no hand to release the mag,
drop it,
just
yeah.
put the next one in.
This gun also comes with a crane stock, which is where the battery is located. It comes with a 9.6 crane style or nunchuck style battery.
Yeah, nunchuck battery.
Works really well. I was really impressed. It's 1100 milliamp, which is really good for a standard out-of-the-box battery. Usually they're pretty low, 800 milliamps.
Yeah, that'll run you pretty much a whole op.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
for half a day op, that you're good with one battery with that many.
Exactly. Now it does come with some decent engraving on it, and again we'll get close-ups later on in the video. But on this side you have the Punisher skull, as you can tell, probably one of my favorites. On this side you have a Zombie Killer mod SR16 engraving, and then it also has Luke 9:1. For those of you that don't know it, go ahead and look it up. I'll post a link to a Bible verse website. I'll put it in the box. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it functions really well. I mean, it has a really good sound. I'll throw a PMAG in here so you can see how it functions. It drops right in.
Takes any standard GuRu style magazine.
And it's, you always correct me on it, but it's got ambidextrous fire select, as well as mag release and bolt catch. It does have QD sling points, which is what I was using to hold it. It's got one on each side on the lower receiver, which makes it a lot easier. So it's a lot
usually when they have sling points, there's usually something stuck to the back of where this plate is, and it sticks out or prevents you from putting the stock all the way in, or it uses some other function of a loop for HK hooks.
Right.
But the QD sling points built in are really nice.
Now the other thing is, it is a crane stock battery, so you're not gonna, when the battery's in, you're not gonna be able to get the stock all the way in. That's as far as it's gonna go. Just because the wiring, you don't want it to pinch the wire and cut the wire and cause you further issues.
Using there, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you modify it and took the battery and put it on a mag pouch outside, then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, or a PEC box in the front or whatever.
Right. But personally, for the balance, I really like how this is set up.
Well, the front is all metal, so it is quite heavy in the front without a battery in the back. As with all alloy handguards and stuff they use now. This is actually a, what was that, a 10-inch barrel basically? It's a very short CQB style barrel.
Yeah, it's going to be the inner barrel, I believe, on this is at 11-inch.
Okay, I'll leave it right here.
Right. Now, this does come with a 300-round magazine itself. It is a high cap, so tactical maracas.
Wait.
What happened? That's a PMAG. That's 75 round. Here's the mag that comes with it.
It's in there. Oops.
There you go.
It's in there nice and stiff.
Show me you're a man.
Yeah.
Now it does come with a plastic flash hider. Again, most companies you order these from, they're going to frown upon you changing the flash hider. But there are plenty of metal flash hiders available to modify it with, to give it the look you want.
Yeah, standard 14mm threads. I guess this is counterclockwise, which is the most common one, because guns have used that since the 90s, when the AEGs were first out. They use 14mm negative threads. Right. It's really easy to find attachments, silencers, whatever you want.
Yeah, speaking of silencers, like I have this one off the DMR we're working on. Just mounts straight onto that M4 flash hider, so they make plenty of options.
Mounts straight to the SR16 flash hider, which this you could have a notch in the bottom right here, which is the.
It'll still mount to it. I've done it. So.
It has to have the 2 slots there. It'll notch throw with traditional
Right,
SR16, a Knight's silencer type flash hider.
Exactly.
This is a really cheap plastic one.
I wouldn't recommend mounting that on there.
No. I recommend not keeping this at all unless you wanted to like ship it somewhere else.
Possibly mount one of these on there.
Yeah, traditional metal one. The sights are actually quite nice for what I'm used to. Rear pinhole with adjustable, which is okay. I mean, it's not that accurate because it's not exactly the best out there. I guess the rear is kind of low comparatively, but it's nice. You can just flip them down and run Neotech or Aimpoint, no problem on there.
One thing I really like is if you look at the railing, it does have rail points, so you can line up all your gear on the exact points.
For sides, all along the entire rail, top, right, R, and L for left.
And I believe it even has on the bottom.
Oh, sorry, bottom too. B.
So I mean, it tells you exactly what you need. As far as functionality, it makes a great gun. But next thing we want to do is we want to get this into the range so we can get you a chrono test and a rate of fire test. We're going to be chronoing this in with .2s because that's pretty much what is going to be running it anyways.
Dean's bag BBs are generally .2s.
Sorry, my ammo can doesn't have .25s today. This gun, we did find this over at Airsplat. It's about $200, so it's not the cheapest AEG on the market.
But it is upgraded, so
yeah,
you're definitely getting a little more in the package versus stock AEG.
Right, it's a solid full metal body, upper and lower, so you're not getting the standard plastic bodies you see on most JGs or well-brand TM variants.
And the finish is quite nice compared to other AEGs. It's not exactly that shiny finish on WEs, and it's not exactly a completely matte finish on G&Ps. So it's a pretty nice general finish overall. And the stock is not really mismatched or anything, so...
And one thing I was really impressed with is the trades in it. It's actually somewhat engraved. It's not just
laser etched.
Silk
They laser etched out the anodized or paint they used on this. It's very detailed. Very detailed.
So let's go ahead and get it in range so we can show them what it can do.
Okay.
So, after a successful test down range, what would you say?
Yeah.
It's averaging about 380 as far as FPS. Definitely not good for CQB play. Probably won't pass in most indoor fields.
It's a little above, but most regulations is well within field regulations at 375 or so.
Yeah, with outdoor fields it should be fine, but you go to an indoor place like
locally 0.25s, you're probably running 350, roughly speaking.
Yeah, which most indoor fields want you running .2s anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
It did
totally know.
It did get a rate of fire of right around
12 and a half.
13 rounds a second. The issue is initially we were testing it at 14.2.
Up to upwards of 15, yeah.
Yeah, but in all honesty, initial tests were done over a week ago, and we haven't recharged the battery since. So considering it's been sitting for a week, that's not bad. Overall impression of it, I'm going to have to go and give it an 8, just because, you know me, I'm an M4 fan. You always give me crap about that anyways. I love the trades on it. I'm a zombie nut. I mean, can't go wrong with it. Plus, it's got the Punisher skull, and you know me.
Yeah.
So, I really like the rate of fire on it. I love the FPS out of it, out of the box. That's also one of my drawbacks, is I like being able to use it in multiple fields, and I don't want to have to modify it to fit if we go to a CQB event or anything like that.
I think it can fit in most fields anyway. I think it would still pass. I would say about 7, mostly because you're paying a lot for just trades and a couple of features. Personally, I think it's not that much more. $200 is above the average range of starter AEGs, I think. If it was 170, 150, I'd give it a higher rating because the features aren't that great. The built-in optics are so-so. The trades are interesting for people who like those. Zombie Killer's a little outdated at this point. I'm sorry. It's just,
well, with all the movies and shows coming out, you can't go wrong.
I mean, you might as well just put the Walking Dead logo on there, you know. And
hey, don't tempt them; they might.
Oh God! Oh God!
Licensing, here we go.
Next from G&G. Oh shit!
Oh great! Now I'm gonna have to bleep that. You said Walking Dead. That's an AMC contract.
Shut up! Shut up! I said The Walking Dead. Technically, I didn't put a capital W on there. All right.
There you go. There,
right,
that works out.
It's a nice gun in general for what it is, but it's still only about $150 worth of gun to me personally.
Right. And again, you prefer gas guns. You call these my sewing machines because you're not an.
Don't go with that another time. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Overall, I'm just impressed with the quality of it. I mean, for JG, it's a really well-made quality. It's close to on par with the quality that comes from Echo One.
Yeah, JG has definitely gotten a lot better over the years. Of course, they started out really bad, like Terra bad, like plastic gearbox bad, but then they're like, oh hey, we can make metal gearboxes and charge $100 instead of $300. At the time, the Maruis and all that were out, they were very expensive. Japanese guns are always way more expensive versus their Chinese equivalents, which are obviously cheaper, but obviously they do enough to be usable in the field. And this is right out of the box working, which is good. Hop-up works, everything works out of the box.
We didn't have to do too much adjustment to the hop-up. Now, the nice thing with the hop-up, when you pull the charging handle, the hop-up is exposed, but if you hit that bolt release, it's not. Then you just have a dust cover, so your hop-up's not exposed to all the elements while you're
right, no, that's actually beneficial because you don't have to hold the charging handle back to adjust the hop-up.
Exactly.
Way better. I think most guns should have that feature.
And a lot of guns, I know JG doesn't even have that, where when you pull it open, it just stays exposed the whole time. And to me,
that often too.
Yeah, and the fact that, I mean, the charging handle is still plastic internal components, as most of them, but the fact that this holds back, and then when you release it, it covers that hop-up unit.
Right.
It's just a better feature.
It's a better feature, definitely, to have it held open without it having to hold it open yourself, which is kind of a pain in the ass back in the day, because you're like, should I adjust the stupid little knob on there? And
right.
Yeah, definitely improved.
Overall, for a metal gun, it's not too heavy either. It's really comfortable.
Yeah, not as heavy as your other guns, no. It's definitely lighter in terms
I haven't really added anything to it, have I?
No, but you're... versus other Chinese-made rail systems we've held, this is actually lighter. Slightly lighter and more balanced than what you've had before.
Yeah, my D-Boys aftermarket rail was
D-Boys,
quite heavy.
They compensate for cheap metal by adding more of it, and that's...
not necessarily a good
It's a philosophy there, but, you know, it works for them at times.
So, between the two of us, was probably going to average out about an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
So, 7.5, 8 out of 10. Well, let's go 7.5, call it what it is.
Yeah.
So, overall, like I said, if you're looking for something fun, something going to work good for you out of the box, it's a good choice to go with. If you want to dump the $200. If you want to get something of this equivalent, but you want to start...
trees, without that extra crap.
Just go to the standard JG crane. They'll run you about $150 to $180.
Yeah.
Now we picked this up over at Airsplat. We actually picked it up at their warehouse, so we didn't have to pay any shipping, which was great for once. Even though they give free shipping.
Yeah, free shipping's nice.
But we got to pick it up there. They actually tested it for us on site, so we knew it was functional right out of the box. We didn't have to worry about coming back here, running it. Oh crap, something's wrong.
Well, they were running a warranty, so we weren't really worried about it.
Exactly.
Just give it right back to them and give us another one.
Pretty much. Overall, like I said, well-made gun. I'm really impressed with it. For the review, I'm Dean Donovan. This is Cyphre. Remember, Airsoft's not a crime. Play hard. Play safe.